The afternoon commute was typical, a sea of metal and impatience. I was stuck again on the 405 freeway. Then the tremors began, gentle at first like a passing truck, then a sickening sway. My car jolted, the bumper connecting with the Prius ahead. All around me, drivers emerged, faces etched with confusion. The ground bucked again, harder this time. The asphalt beneath my tires rippled, cracking like shattered glass. A collective gasp rose from the stunned crowd. Panic was a whisper, soon to become a scream. The air crackled with the screech of twisting metal as the freeway began to tear itself apart. A chasm opened in the lane next to me, swallowing a minivan whole. The woman behind me screamed, a high-pitched wail that echoed the terror in my own heart. This was not an earthquake. This was something far more sinister, something unexplainable and terrifyingly real. I fumbled for my phone, my fingers trembling. No signal. The world was falling apart, and I was trapped in a steel coffin, surrounded by strangers, united in fear. The ground lurched again, and I knew with chilling certainty that this was only the beginning. The city, once a symbol of human achievement, was now a terrifying tableau of destruction. Buildings groaned and swayed, their once proud facades crumbling like stale bread. The iconic skyline, a familiar comfort, was now a jagged, menacing silhouette against the darkening sky. Dust choked the air, thick with the smell of concrete and fear. Screams echoed through the canyons of glass and steel as people stumbled through the streets, desperate to escape the collapsing city. The lucky ones clung to loved ones, their faces pale with terror. The unlucky ones ran alone, their eyes wide with the primal instinct to survive. The ground continued to shudder, the tremors growing stronger, more frequent. It was a relentless assault, each tremor a blow to the heart of the city. The world as we knew it was ending, one agonizing groan of concrete at a time. The news, when it finally came, was as unbelievable as the disaster itself. Scientists, their faces grim, confirmed the unthinkable. The Earth was expanding. Not gradually, not over millennia, but at an alarming rate of 1 inch per second. Theories abounded, each more outlandish than the last. Some spoke of a rogue planet's gravitational pull, others of a cosmic anomaly, a hiccup in the fabric of space-time. But the cause, however fantastical, was irrelevant. The Earth was growing, and our carefully constructed world was being torn apart at its seams. The expansion was uniform, affecting every corner of the globe simultaneously. It was a global crisis on an unprecedented scale, one that defied logic and challenged the very foundations of our understanding of the universe. The expansion's impact on our infrastructure was devastating. Roads buckled and bridges collapsed, severing transportation arteries and isolating communities. Power grids overloaded and failed, plunging the world into darkness. Communication networks, already strained by the chaos, crumbled entirely. We were thrust back into a dark age, cut off from the outside world, our lifelines severed. The world, once connected by a web of technology and information, was now a patchwork of isolated pockets of humanity, each struggling to survive in a world that was no longer recognizable. The very ground beneath our feet was no longer a source of stability, but a constant threat. The familiar landscape was morphing, mountains rising higher, valleys widening, oceans swelling. Section 5. Domes of Hope, Humanity's Mobile Stand. In the face of unimaginable disaster, human ingenuity, that indomitable spark, refused to be extinguished. From the ashes of the old world, a new way of life began to emerge. Mobile, self-sustaining cities, housed under gigantic solar-powered domes, became our sanctuaries. These geodesic wonders, marvels of engineering and resourcefulness, were designed to adapt to the ever-changing terrain. They moved with the flow of the expanding Earth, their inhabitants becoming nomads in their own right. The domes were more than just shelters. They were microcosms of the old world, containing everything from hydroponic farms and water purification systems to schools and medical facilities. They were symbols of hope, testaments to our will to survive even in the face of extinction. Section 6. Gravity's Grip, a Transformed Planet. The expansion, however, was not without its consequences. As the Earth's radius increased, so did its mass, leading to a gradual but relentless increase in gravity. Our bodies, once accustomed to the familiar pull of the Earth, struggled to adapt to the new reality. Simple tasks like walking or lifting objects became increasingly difficult. Our movements became sluggish, our bodies heavy. The elderly and the infirm were hit the hardest, their already fragile bodies succumbing to the unforgiving pull of the new earth. The very air we breathed grew thinner, the atmosphere stretched thin by the expanding planet. Oxygen masks became commonplace, a stark reminder of our precarious existence in this new alien world. Section 7. The New Hunger Scarcity in an Expanding World. As the Earth swelled, resources dwindled. Farmland, once plentiful, became stretched and barren, unable to support the burgeoning human population. The oceans, once teeming with life, were diluted by the expanding water, their bounty dwindling. Hunger became a constant companion, a gnawing reminder of our struggle for survival. The food, once taken for granted, was now meticulously rationed, every calorie precious, every morsel a victory. The struggle for resources led to conflict, tribes of desperate souls fighting over scraps of food and drops of clean water. The veneer of civilization, already thin, began to crack and crumble under the weight of our primal instincts. Section 8. Innovations echo technology for a world in flux. Yet even in the darkest of times, the human spirit found a way to persevere. Scientists, working tirelessly in their makeshift labs within the domes, developed new technologies to cope with the challenges of the expanding Earth. Genetically modified crops, resistant to the harsh conditions and requiring minimal water, were our lifeline. Advanced water filtration systems, capable of purifying even the most polluted sources, became our salvation. New forms of energy, harnessed from the very ground that was trying to destroy us, powered our domes and fueled our hope. The spirit of innovation, born from necessity, became our greatest weapon in the fight for survival. Section 9. The Nomadic Spirit, Embracing a World Adrift. Life in the domes, though safer than the ever-shifting landscape outside, was not without its challenges. We were a people adrift, constantly on the move, our existence a delicate dance between survival and adaptation. The old world, the world of permanence and stability, was gone, replaced by a world in constant flux. We became nomads, our lives defined by the rhythm of the Earth's expansion, our destinies tied to the fate of our mobile cities. Yet, even in this nomadic existence, we found ways to rebuild our lives, to forge new connections, to create new communities. The human spirit, it turned out, was as adaptable as it was resilient. Section 10. Echoes of the Past. Lessons from a Lost World. As the years turned into decades, the memory of the old world, the world before the expansion, began to fade into legend. But the lessons learned from that lost world, the lessons of resilience, of ingenuity, of the enduring power of the human spirit lived on. We told stories to our children, stories of towering skyscrapers and bustling cities, of a world connected by roads and bridges, of a time when the ground beneath our feet was solid and still. These stories, passed down from generation to generation, became our history, our mythology, a reminder of where we came from and what we had overcome. They were tales of caution, but also of hope, a testament to the enduring strength of the human will. Section 11. A future unwritten, humanity's last stand. The Earth continued to expand inch by inch, day by day, reshaping our world, testing our limits. Our future remained uncertain, a question mark etched against the backdrop of an ever-changing sky. But one thing was clear: we had survived. We had adapted. We had endured. The human race, once on the brink of extinction, had found a way to persevere, to carve out a new existence on an Earth that was as unforgiving as it was unfamiliar. Our journey was far from over. The challenges ahead were daunting, the path forward fraught with danger, but we would face them head-on, armed with the lessons of the past and the unwavering belief in our ability to overcome. For we were humanity, and this was our last stand. This is the story of our resilience, our ingenuity, our will to survive. This is the story of Earth's expansion and humanity's last stand.